Kia ora, I'm Miriam Makamo. Tonight on Sunday, the tug of love versus the tug of blood.
I don't know anything about my birth parents.
Rescued from a Russian orphanage,
Our little prince.
he returns in search of his roots.
I think that's her.
Okay.
That's her.
What he finds is extraordinary. But will he come back?
Sorry. I've got to respect his choices.
When young Aucklander Alex Gilbert started searching for his Russian birth mother, he knew it was risky. He knew nothing about his birth mum, just her name. But Alex was determined to find and meet his own flesh and blood, despite the fears of the Northland couple who'd raised him. Would blood conquer their close family bond? Alex set off to Russia, never imagining what he would find. Here's Janet McIntyre.
I can't imagine me with a Russian accent. That's just really weird.
Give us your best burst.
What should I say? Like, hey Janet. Pivot.
What's pivot?
Hello. I think it's hello. Hope I didn't get that wrong.
Left in a Russian orphanage but raised a Kiwi, Alex Gilbert has never stopped wondering what his life might have been like.
I would be completely Russian. I would be in the army by now. I mean, that's just a crazy thought. Yeah, a really crazy thought.
Until this moment. He's never known his homeland, never met his birth mother, never understood why she abandoned him.
Hello. Maybe she wanted to just forget about that and just want to move on, and that's why I always thought, right, am I doing the right thing or the wrong thing here? Am I breaking the rules here? Should I not be getting into their lives, or, you know? And that's my parents warned me about that. They said, could be you got to be prepared for the worst. The 30th.
Alex, a cameraman with Choice TV in Auckland,
Their choice.
loves to document the lives of others. Last year, he began to uncover the secrets of his own.
As I was growing up, I was always curious to know where I was from before I was adopted, and who are my birth parents. Thank you.
The parents he calls Mum and Dad, Mark and Janice Gilbert, the ones who brought him up, couldn't help.
I've always asked, do you guys know how I can track down my birth parents, or do you know my birth parents? And they said, no, we don't have anything to do with them.
We've been totally open and honest with him all the way through. So what we have known, he has known too.
Janice and Mark, an insurance broker, journeyed to northern Russia back in 1994 to an orphanage for children with health problems. Russia's least wanted.
It had a smell to it, which I can still remember, which I think was just a lot of rubbish and urine.
Janice picked out Alex, who'd been born premature and had asthma.
Why do you think they picked you?
I've asked him this. I've asked him this many times. I've been like, hey, what? Did you have a certain selection, you know?
Just this chubby little blonde kiddie. He sort of looked a bit sad. He looked like he would try to please, I think, yeah.
Janice just said, immediately she saw him, our little prince.
Janice and Mark would adopt not one but two little boys from the orphanage in Archangels, Alex and Andre, unrelated, both two.
We really wanted to sort of give them a chance of life, because I don't know what sort of life they would have had in Russia.
They left behind 23 other little unclaimed lives, futures unknown.
I remember when we were leaving, looking up, and there was all these sort of faces. Sorry. This is crazy. I just thought, my godfathers, I would have loved to have taken a whole lot with us, you know, because I just felt for the little souls. That really sticks in my mind.
You must feel pretty grateful to your parents for coming and picking you out.
Ah, very grateful. I mean, I was too young to be like, hey, can you pick me? Or, you know, stand out of the crowd. They just must have saw me and my brother and been like, right, we're going to get these two.
So, Alex, what did your parents tell you about where you'd come from?
Oh, they've always said, you guys, to me and my brother, they've always been saying, you two have been adopted. They told us since I could ever remember, first thing, sort of, just growing up, as always, you guys were from Russia. They always had Russian things.
But it was the Kiwi things that shaped them, growing up in Northland. Sun, sea.
All my memories have been here, always, yeah.
And to show appreciation and thanks for things.
But other traits Alex seemed born with.
Well, he loved anything to do with camera work, like he'd like his own little camera to take photos. Anything technical he sort of liked to get his hands on and take apart.
Well, definitely his inquiring mind, you know, his mind, and that is purely genetical, you know. He certainly hasn't got that from me.
Did a lot of photocopying, so...
And Alex has always been inquisitive about his past.
Said, oh, in a country that doesn't exist anymore.
All he knew was the name of his birth mother and the address of the orphanage. Until, through a series of Facebook connections, the friend of a friend who knew someone at the orphanage, he found his birth mother.
This lady goes, yeah, this is definitely your birth mum. She moved to Rybinsk after you were born, and it was great. It was like opening a door of just a mystery, and it's finally been opened, you know, after all these years.
Next, in a country of 149 million people, in one of the coldest places on Earth, Alex is finally face to face with his birth mum.
Oh my God, is that her there? I think that's her. Okay. That's her.
What became of Tatiana, the woman who gave birth to Alex 21 years ago, at the end of the Soviet era? Russia in economic tatters, the gap between rich and poor torn wide apart.
Hello.
Hello.
Last year, mother and son exchanged words for the first time when Alex called Tatiana for her 40th birthday.
Happy birthday.
С днем рождения!
Спасибо.
Thank you.
How has it been going?
Как дела?
Нормально, все хорошо.
All good.
Работаю.
I work.
I work too.
Я тоже работаю.
I think she was very shocked, and she was quite emotional about it, and she probably never would expect her son to be tracking her down, especially being in Russia. It's such a big country. It was very hard to track anyone down.
There was no stopping Alex. He was determined to meet his birth mum, go all the way to Russia.
I want to ask her all sorts of questions. I want to ask her...
Despite the fears of the mum and dad who'd raised him.
The anxiety I have is of him being hurt.
How do you think he might get hurt?
Rejection, maybe. He could have been living over there. And who knows, he might want to live there. If he chooses to do that, I've got to respect his choices. So that's fine. We'd really hate for that to happen, because he's as you'd appreciate, he's a very huge part of our lives. I'd hate to lose that, but...
And he's your son.
Yeah. Mm.
Alex's big fear was making the trip to Moscow alone. And because Russia still considers him a citizen, that he could be drafted into the army when he gets there.
I think I'm at a window. I had a sleepless night once just thinking about it. I was just like, oh my God, if I get into the airport and they go, all right, you've got to come with us, and I would be like, oh God, I'm stuffed. What would I say to my mum and dad? You know, I'm in Russia, I made it, but sorry, I got some bad news as well. I won't be coming back for a year.
All right, we're good to go.
With a bag full of gifts, his father's credit card, and with hope in his heart, Alex recently made the biggest trip of his lifetime, returning to his birthland.
Good luck, mate. Good luck.
After 30 hours of flying and clearing the Russian border without being drafted...
Wow, I'm actually here now. I made it. After a long day, I'm in Moscow.
Alex is within hours of meeting his birth mother. Until now, his only glimpse of her life, a quick post on YouTube for his 21st birthday, just weeks after he'd found her.
I've always thought to myself, maybe she's tried to get in touch with me, but being in her situation, I don't think she would know how or where to start.
He's come so far to meet her, from Auckland's North Shore to Seoul, then Moscow, and now a bleak 6-hour drive north to the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, it's a different world. You look outside, it's just dark. It's just very dark. It didn't get light till, 10 in the morning, between 10 and 11. It was just really rough.
And finally to Rybinsk, on the Volga River, where a post-Soviet chill sits in the landscape, the buildings, and in the back seat of a rental. As Alex waits for his mother to emerge from her apartment.
Oh my God, is that her there? I think that's her. Okay. That's her. My heart just started beating. I was so nervous. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to say.
It's 19 years since she left him at the orphanage. Alex is unsure what to expect.
I was thinking, what does she want me to ask her? How am I going to have a conversation the whole time? I've got to keep on thinking of questions to ask her. Hello.
Здорово. Как дела-то, как жизнь? How are you?
Good. Been real busy, traveling all across the world, all the way from New Zealand.
So nervous, he begins to unwrap his gift for her.
This is for you. My hands were just shaking the whole time. And then she's like, no, not now, later.
Ну это я потом одену.
Okay. I'll leave it in the box and I'll...
Was it awkward?
At the start, very awkward. I mean, it was just standing there. It was like two people just not being able to speak the same language. Different, New Zealand's completely different people, different...
Андрей, открывай.
Привет.
She shares it with her new husband, Andre.
When I walked in and I saw her, I saw her bed in the lounge, and it made me wonder what her life's been like. Yeah.
It's been tough, Tatiana tells him. She's poor. She's had no other children.
It's my birthday.
Raised in an orphanage herself, she was just 18 when she fell pregnant after a fling with a soldier.
Oh, I just found out that they just met, and I think it was just like a one-day sort of thing. They just met and they didn't even go out or anything. And
Tatiana and her lover parted. She never told the soldier about the pregnancy, and when Alex was born, she gave him to the orphanage.
Did you ask her about that? Why she did that?
I asked her. She said, it was more of the norm thing to do. It was in the situation that they were in at the time. It wouldn't have been easy as well.
У нас-то морозы бывают и по 30, и по 40 градусов здесь. Особенно в январе.
Oh, in January we have -40.
Oh my God.
They had just a few hours to get to know each other, with no shared language, no history, and little but their smiles in common.
She was just very nervous, so if I spent longer with her, I would have developed a better bond with her, I would say. Yeah.
Is she sad?
I think she is, yeah. I want to make her feel a lot happier, because I think her lifestyle, she gets really upset quite easily, and she's had a rough upbringing.
Not too fast.
Her welcome may have been awkward, but Tatiana gave Alex a priceless gift. The answer to the second half of the puzzle, the identity of his birth father. She recently tracked down the former soldier, Alex's dad, in St. Petersburg. They'd had no contact since their affair.
They phoned each other for the first time this year after 20-something years and said, look, you had it's like saying sorry, but you do have a son. Sorry to break the bad news, but it was great news, and he was really overwhelmed and shocked. See you later. Oh, yeah.
For Alex, there was only one option.
I'll be back.
Carry on to St. Petersburg, 800 kilometres away.
I think she got a bit teary. I just kept on smiling the whole time. I didn't want to say goodbye. It was quite hard to say goodbye.
Next. Finally, the connection Alex has travelled the world for. And the baby sister he didn't know he had.
Da. Da.
Hi again. Alex Gilbert went to Russia hoping to find a connection. He found his mother, but what he found when he met his father is extraordinary.
At Moscow airport, 21-year-old Alex is about to make another leap into the unknown. A few hours later, outside his birth father's apartment in St. Petersburg.
Привет. Hello. Hello.
Mikhail Kokov has learned only a few months ago he fathered a baby in 1994. But you'd hardly know father and son have lived their lives apart.
He lifted me up and couldn't breathe for a second, you know, and you know, grabbed my hair. He's like, oh yeah.
Misha, 44, has a comfortable lifestyle as a trolley bus driver.
So many gifts. So first off, we brought up this big St. Petersburg book.
Родителям.
Oh, wow. And it was all very nice, and he wrote inside it, he said, I'm very thankful to Janice and Mark, mum and dad. So, and then I was like, oh, thank you very much. He goes, no, 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 more. And then he pulls out these bags.
Это значит Мэг.
Oh.
Мэг.
Oh, Meg, yes.
Meg,
yes.
Meg.
Oh. He's like, this is for your flatmate Meg, this is for your friend Meg, this is for Aaron, this is for Emily. Oh, wow. Thank you.
He married Liana 2 years ago, and they have a baby girl, Sophia.
Can I show you what I brought?
Alex's 8-month-old sister.
Oh, Sophia.
О, Соня. Ой, какой-то.
It was funny. They didn't really know what it was. It was the lamb, it was the lamb, it was the sheep. She likes it, yeah.
Ну?
How is your English? Is your English good?
Как по-английски получается говорить? No. No.
My Russian is very bad. I don't know anything. I'm trying to learn still.
Да, вот он. Yes.
It's you.
Я?
You look a little bit like me when I was...
Очень немножко на меня похож.
When I was...
Ну да, только, наверное, скорее всего, сын на меня похож. So, that's you look like to me.
Did you feel any connection to your birth dad?
Oh yeah, definitely. We bonded right away. I mean, he's a lot like me, just that speaks Russian. So when I'd say something funny, he would just start laughing. Oh, it was just laughing the whole time. That is really cool.
Driver.
Yeah, driver, bus driver.
Троллейбус.
Trolley bus.
So what did he know about you before you turned up?
He knew nothing about me. He thought it was a joke. And then his wife as well thought it was a joke. So I said, no, it's no joke.
So how did he feel about the fact that he hadn't been told about you?
He was quite disappointed. He said he would have raised me if he found out. Yeah, found out about me at the time. But life would be totally different.
The little boy with chubby cheeks, with nothing more than a name and a Russian passport, a child who wanted to please. Where would Alex have been now had Tatiana told Mikhail about his son? What if Mark and Janice had chosen any of the other 23 hopefuls at the orphanage and left Alex there?
I think about that all the time, yeah. I always wonder if that just one little thing. I could have been the kid in the corner of a room and probably not turn around and see them and they wouldn't have seen me, and it's just the best decision they've ever made to go and get me and my brother. It's great, yeah.
Alex went to Russia to find his birth mother, extraordinarily, he found his birth father too.
Goodbye.
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 Давай. Все.
And a baby sister.